Hey, welcome back, folks. I'd like to say here is your break from dystopia, but we're going to head straight into the dystopia with this because I bet you didn't see this coming, did you? You had no idea that the reason that Supergirl, yet another of these endless, terrible pathetic superhero films that people are just completely over, whether they were good or not. Even if they were good, I think people would be over them. The reason for its failure is, guess what? It's your fault. And my fault, obviously, because I'm a misogynistic, sexist pig as well, just like you guys. So it's your, yeah, again, I know this has come completely out of the blue and you weren't expecting this because men don't get blamed for anything now. So this is probably a bit a surprise to you, but yeah, it's your fault that Supergirl has failed. It's your misogyny, you filthy, sexist pigs out there. Yeah, all those wars where men went and died for women, sexist, absolute misogynist, every single one of them. All those men that go out working so that women can stay home and raise children, sexist. All those men that are out there buying dinners for women, sexist pigs. All those men that come when women call when they need help, they call the police or the army. Go and get a man to help me. Sexist, every single one of them. Just disgusting. All those guys that are out on the construction sites. Well, you don't know them really because they're invisible, but they're out there, like in the ocean, bloody drilling down into the earth so that people can have energy, all sorts of things like that. And they have a ridiculous death rate, like the highest death rate there is. They're all sexist, all those men that are out there dying so that women can stay at home and have a bit of energy for their phone or their machines, whatever it is they're plugging in. Sexist pigs, every single one of them, sexist. When you're driving around at night and it's it's a horrible, dark, cold night. It's pissing down with rain, and you go past a load of traffic, like traffic cones and lights. You can smell it. There's like that tarmac in the air, and there's all those guys out there at night. They've got the yellow fluorescent. It's all dirty because it's dirty, and they're breathing in all this disgusting stuff that's probably giving them like horrible diseases in their lungs and things. So that you can have a road to drive on and call men sexist. Those men, just sexist pigs, every single one of them. Like, not sacrificing anything for women at all. Oh, it's just awful. Awful. It really is. It's terrible. Yeah, it makes me sick. Do you know, I actually saw a post a while back, and it was from some women, obviously. And they were in a play park or something, and they were complaining because... I'm just looking at my light. It's really bright. Let me just turn it down a little bit. There you go. Yeah, these women were complaining because there was some... how can I put this? There were some undesirables. Some people, some politically correct people, might call them diverse people. Diverse men were coming into the play park where the women were and the kids. They're trying to have a nice day playing with their kids, as exactly they should do. And these diverse men were coming in, cans of beer with their phones, playing with their phones, aiming their phones in the sort of direction when they're sitting there. They're not sort of like that. You've got their phone, kind of like holding it up like that, almost as if maybe they're like filming something. What could they be filming in a kids park? And they were posting, like, this is awful, this happened today, and these guys came in, and oh my god, it was terrible, I was so scared, I was there with the kids. And there was a couple of comments in there where the women had put, yeah, where are the men? The men need to step up. It's like, hang on a minute, hold on a minute, right? You women are the ones voting so that these people can come into the country. You're the ones out there with your little refugee welcome sign. Say it loud, say it clear, refugees are welcome here. You're the ones calling all the men sexist, misogynist, sexist pigs, sexist, racist, far-right misogynist. The men that are collectively trying to keep you safe by keeping these people away from you. You're calling them sexist pigs. So do you know what they've done? They've gone, do you know what? F you. You're on your own. And they backed off and said, guys crack on. You crack on. We are seriously taking a massive step back here because we've had enough of being called sexist, misogynistic pigs after trying to do everything for you and trying to keep you safe, trying to protect you. And that is why men aren't rushing to your aid, because you have punched them in the face so many times. You've dragged men through divorce courts, destroyed their lives, hurt them by not allowing them to see their children, all that kind of stuff. And the narrative is men are shit, isn't it? It's just, toxic white men, they're disgusting, they are the worst. They are the reason for everything, despite the fact they built the world, despite the fact they constructed the world, they created society, has created a safe world for you to live in, and you spat in their face. You completely and utterly spat in their faces. So they took a step back. They took a massive step back. And this brings me to my point about this article on the failure of the Supergirl film, which, as we all knew, was going to be a failure before it was even released. We knew that. We absolutely knew it. Because we'd seen her, hadn't we? We'd seen Millie Alcock, standing there on the red carpet. I think what's great about this is it's not about a man. It's not about love. I'm getting loads of hate from men. Yeah, Christian men. And this is all part of it. Men have gone, no, not interested. You are on your own now. You're absolutely on your own. Now, I can't actually look at the New York Times article itself because you need to sign up and give them your email and all this bullshit. But I've got, is this Fox News? Fox News have covered it. So I'm just going to read this from Fox News's article. And they've actually done a pretty good article here, actually. Let me have a look. So here we go, look. Just check you can see that. Yeah, you can. Cool. So they put, it's a predictable tale as old as time. This is it. Make bad product, blame customers when product fails. It's complete insanity. This whole thing exists like in the media, in advertising, and I think Hollywood is probably the space where you can see this the most collectively. Because let's say with advertising, where you've got products where, as every advert does, portrays the white man as a bumbling, pathetic, useless fool, doesn't it? And then either the strong black man comes along and saves the day, or the wife is the one shaking her head as he sits on the white guy sits on the sofa looking all fat and useless. And that is how men are portrayed in adverts. But the difference between advertising and Hollywood is, say there's a product, that they're at, something that everybody needs. We all need food. And all the products are advertised in the same way. So we kind of don't have a choice but to buy these things, which is, I try and boycott brands, but they do it really badly. In the UK, if you saw the adverts, or the commercials, should I say, from the UK, you wouldn't even know what country it was coming from. You'd be like, where's this, Somalia or something? You would have no idea. It's ridiculous. But with Hollywood, getting back to what I'm saying, with Hollywood, because films are art. They should be an experience. They should be a treat. It's not we don't need it. We don't need Hollywood like we need food. It was an amazing art form for a period of time, and it's completely died on its arse now. But we don't need it. When you're making poor movies and saying men are shit, and all the characters who are men in the films are shit. And by the way, if you haven't seen Supergirl, neither have I, and I will not be giving her any money, giving them any money. But I know enough about it, okay, to tell you bits of the storyline. And obviously, one of the storylines in it, and I could tell this just from that scene in the trailers where she's in that room and there's all those men in there, and she's like, yeah, this is going to end badly for you guys. And that's all it is. It's a woman it's just a woman beating up men for 2 hours. White men, obviously, because they're the bad ones. And beating them up, not because they're bad guys, but because she hates men. So, from what I understand from Supergirl, the storyline is there's a group of men, obviously white men, who go around and guess what they're doing? They're basically sex trafficking. They're getting young girls or whatever, and they're using them, I don't know, for breeding or something like that. But they're basically like groomers. And yeah, so again, it's men bad, isn't it? It's white man bad in the film. So they're telling you that men are shit, and men are shit in the film. Oh, please, where can I buy a ticket? Sign me up for this. So there we go, yeah. Make bad product, blame customers when product fails. That pattern may be most consistently used in Hollywood. What did I just say? And the entertainment industry, exactly. Where creative talent, studio executives and actors refuse to take responsibility. Refuse to take responsibility for its own obvious mistakes. It is. And there was one of the clips where she was on the red carpet, and one of those interviews was like saying, you know, just exactly how gay is your character? She didn't say that, but she might as well have done. But she was saying something like, oh, you know, I can't even remember what Millie Alcott was saying, but the reporter, the one interviewing her, was going, oh, no, you're amazing. You're amazing. You're amazing. And that's the issue. These people have been inflated in this bubble that they live in, this world they live in, to think like, but we are correct, we are right, we are amazing, men are shit, you know, women are incredible, come and watch this film. They've just been, they've been lied to, basically. They're being lied to. Because you're not amazing. You're not. You're shit, to be honest. You're making shit films. Where are we? So they refuse to take responsibility for its own obvious mistakes. It's become a time-honoured tradition in the movie business. Increasingly so in the last few years as studios and directors push more politically motivated content into theatres, exactly, or inject politics into a film's press and media campaign, often with little purpose other than to satisfy their own narcissism. That is so well written, it's untrue. They are making these films for themselves. For themselves. And what was it recently where, like, oh my God, what was it? There was an animated one, and I can't remember what it was. And the bad guy in it, it was like, they changed the sex so it was a woman, but it was basically like Elon Musk driving around in like one of his like armoured, I can't remember what his armoured vehicle thing is. You guys know what I mean? So yeah, it's like, oh, Elon Musk is bad. And then it's like every single bad guy is like Trump, you know. It's like, oh, it's like Trump, look, oh, he's bad, he's Orange Man, he's like bad, he's bad Trump. Over half of America voted for Trump, so you're immediately cutting out over half of it. You're slagging off over half of America. And a lot of people in the UK as well. And yeah, and it's all the race swapping, you know, the girl bossing, making men out to be shit. Do you honestly think men want to go and watch this? No. The latest example, Supergirl. I mean, like, I know she's got a bit of a strange face, but she's not unattractive. She isn't. I'd be lying if I was like, yeah, she's really ugly. She's not. She is attractive. She's got a nice. She is. But the problem is, she looks like such a bitch. She looks like that girl that every guy knows, and every guy knows a girl like this, or has been to college with one, or works with one. And she's just got a fucking face on her, you know, like, as my dad used to say, like a face like a slapped arse, you know, just this angry face. Even look at the way she's posing, like arrogant. Like if you saw a girl stand there, your feelings wouldn't be like welcoming, warming. Like, yeah, okay, she's a superhero, you know, she can kick ass and that, but I feel she's friendly. I feel she's welcoming. She's going to be good to the good people. But in that picture, she's just like a bitch. And the hair as well. Scraggy hair all over the face. Loves herself. And you could never, ever, ever criticise her in any way. If you criticise her, she would probably be the best thing you could ever do to her. I'll give you some dating advice. You go out with a girl like this, all right? And she's got a face on her like this. Let me give you an example. You pick her up in the car. Let's say you're driving along in the car. She's got a bit of a face on her. You've got the radio on. Or whatever it is. Let's say you got the radio on. And there's a song playing. And she goes, oh, God, I hate this song. Do you know what 99.9% of simps are going to do? They're going to go, oh, let me change the channel. This is what you're going to do, right? You get a girl like that in the car. Oh, I hate this song. Really? You don't like this song? No, I hate it. Can you turn it over? Are you kidding me? This is like my favourite song at the minute. Shut up. Look, in fact, I'm turning it up. Turn it up. Start singing to it, bopping away to it. Yes, her face is going to absolutely freak out. But do you know what? You're going to be the first bloke that's ever done that to her. And she'll hate you, but it'll turn her on. But don't go out with girls like this because they're just a nightmare. Anyway, should we get back to Supergirl? Supergirl represents the second entry in the DC Studios universe under new creative lead James Gunn. I don't know why I'm reading it like this. And was given a massive potential, a promotional and media campaign. Yes, so even with all that media campaign, nobody wants your product. Star Millie Alcock had full-length profiles in Vanity. Look, Vanity Fair. I mean, the fucking magazine's called Vanity. Well, how more obvious could you make it? It's not called Humble Fair, is it? Vanity Fair. I'm so vain. Warner Brothers launched a $100 million tie-in with big-name brands. Original hopes were that the film would make 60 to 70 million domestically in its opening weekend. That's still pretty poor, I think. With similar numbers internationally. With the official numbers now in, it made 37 million domestically. And us guys, we're like, yeah, suck it. We don't want your shit. We don't want your message. We do not want to be called shit and misogynist and all those things because it ain't true. You're spitting in the face of men who have done so much for you. Where was I? It's a gigantic financial loss. Good. Critics and audiences have given it mediocre to poor reviews. Oh, that's not true because the shills were coming out going, oh my God, I've just been in to see Supergirl. Ignore what you're hearing. It's the greatest thing in the world. Imagine if you combined The Shawshank Redemption and The Godfather. It's better than that. Shills. Disgusting. It's possible that the film fails to reach $100 million. Well, I think that's safe to say. It's a financial and creative disaster. So who's to blame? Well, it's obvious it's us. It would be easy to assume that Gunn would take some of the blame. After all, he's the new head of DC, and as such, all creative decisions go through him. Maybe the Warner Brothers studio executives who greenlit the movie and sign off the film's cast, plot, and direction. There's the writer, an inexperienced former actress who's just had one. That's so weird as well. That is so weird that they just used this random writer who's only written one little short thing. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I just think that's so strange. Why would you? Surely you'd work your way up to a major Hollywood film. That's really weird. Then there's Alcock, who made a series of bizarre, off-putting comments about men in the lead up to release. Your number one target audience is slagging men off. Can you imagine if Porsche come out and went, misogyny, misogynistic men, we're sick of white men, we hate misogynistic men. Porsche, buy our cars. Can you imagine it? Men are your cinematic going target. Okay? And you're slagging them off. So she's put this. It definitely made me aware that simply existing as a woman in that space is something that people comment on. She told Vanity Fair in an interview a few months before release. We've become very comfortable having this weird ownership of women's bodies. What? What are you talking about? I can't really stop them. I can only be myself. Yeah, a dick. I didn't even say men. I said people. She then said in a follow-up interview with Variety, they got so angry and I was like, you're proving my point. You're proving my point. No, you're proving our point, dickhead. She added that criticism was coming from dads or Christians. Again, dads are going to make up, I don't know, 70% of your audience. I would imagine most people going to the cinema are dads or taking their children with them. And there's a hell of a lot of Christians as well. See, this is a great example, actually. She knows, absolutely knows for a fact that she can slag off men, white men, dads, and Christians. They're kind of the safe four. Men, white men, dads, Christians, yeah, the four. She would never in a million years stand up and go, it's black dads, or it's black people, or it's Muslims, it's Islam. It's those followers of Islam. They're not in a million years would she ever say that. But the narrative gives these people the power to be able to slag off men, white men, Christians. Oh, fair play. Christians are absolutely totally up for criticism. Just look at the Disclosure Day film. What was the one religion that they featured in that? It was Christianity. Oh, if Christianity, how's that going to work if they doubt themselves? They would never, ever put Islam in there, wouldn't. What's the Broadway show? I know it's not Christian. Actually, I'm not really sure. I know hardly anything about Mormons. I really don't. The Book of Mormon, some play, I have no interest in seeing it. Massive. It's I assume it's in America as well. It's all over England. And it's mocking Mormons. Is it Latter-day Saints? I don't really know. And everyone's loving it. Oh, it's so funny, and they're taking the piss out of that religion. Go and do the book of the Quran. Go and do the Book of Islam. Make that a stage show. Wouldn't dare. They wouldn't dare. They haven't got the balls. But she knows she can slag off the Christians. And it's from a lot of people whose profiles have no photo, who are burner accounts, Alcock said, or someone's name and then dad of 4 Christian, which is hilarious to me. Is it? That funny, is it? But how pathetic is that? She's there going, people are saying things. Oh, dad of 4 Christian. Get a fucking life, you sad cat. If you stick it out there, as I always say, if you stick it out there, you have to expect for it to be bitten off. Nobody is loved by everyone, as I've said before. Look at Jesus. All he did was going around doing nice things, healing the sick, feeding the hungry. What did they do? They nailed him to a cross. You will never be loved by everyone. If you're in the public eye, some are going to hate you, some are going to love you, some are going to like you, and some will be indifferent. You have to accept it. But they don't want that. They want to be loved by everybody. She said it. She was like, I just want to be liked. Oh dear. Then in the days leading up to the release, answered a question from Queerly Radio that she thought it was beautiful that the film didn't centre around a man. There you go. When asked whether she had explored her character's supposed queerness, yeah, this is why people aren't coming to your film, or one of the reasons. She answered, it wasn't, but in honour of Pride Month, which strong men are sick to death of. We want to get rid of it. Had enough of it. That's not that it's like, oh no, we're homophobic. No one cares where you stick your dick or where you rub your vagina. No one cares, all right? But the performance, men running up and down the high streets in dog masks in front of children, just piss off. The rainbow flags everywhere. Fuck off. Why are you advertising it? And we don't want to see it in films. In honour of Pride Month, as I'm getting all these questions, I don't know. I think what makes the film beautiful is not centered around man. It's not centered around love at all. So there's no love there at all. I don't really know. I don't know. She probably goes both ways. See, she's like, oh shit, I can't say anything about the gays because that would get me destroyed, and I need to try and cover all bases. Yeah, she probably goes both ways. I'll just cover all bases. A reasonable person might assume that those comments, which have little to do with the mission of selling the movie to potential ticket buyers, would shoulder some of the blame for the film's failure, but the post-mortem in the opening weekend disaster is clear that reasonable people did not work. It's clear that reasonable people did not work on this movie, absolutely. Where are we? Is there any more on here? I think we've given it a good rant. Warner Brothers executives also addressed the justifiable annoyance with Alcock's remarks. Interesting. Not by admitting that they were ill-advised or unnecessary, but by blaming fans for being upset about it. So she basically goes out there and goes, yeah, men are shit, and it's the fans' fault for being upset about it. Not upset, they're just rejecting it. They reject your product. We were surprised by both the ferocity and the backlash and its reach, believing that the culture had evolved past that sort of campaign. Yeah, we thought we could just go out there and slag men off and they'd turn up and watch our movie. That's how thick these demons are. Moviegoers believe that actors and creative types would evolve past Rachel Zegler's Snow White model. Yeah, brilliant. The Times also blamed the largely male fan base for their misogyny. Well, women never turned up for the film then. Why is that? Are they misogynistic as well? Female-led superhero movies have been rejected almost uniformly over the past 5 years. Past 5 years, all films have been shit, so that's why they've been rejected. Oh my God, look at that picture. Let me just check you can see that. Yeah, look at that. What word comes into your mind? Bitch. She just looks like an absolute angsty, moody bitch. Not friendly. Nah. Don't even want to be near her. Yeah, I mean, there's loads more we could go. Apparently, yeah, look. Early data showed that roughly 59% of Supergirl moviegoers were men. Apparently, misogyny is now women avoiding movies they aren't interested in. Brilliant, because they're basically saying that even after all that, the majority of people that turned up to watch this shit film were men and not women. Why aren't, if this is such a great girl boss thing, why aren't thousands and thousands of women crowding in, kicking the door down of those cinemas and going to watch it? Yeah. So there you go, guys. I've rambled on long enough about that. But yeah, I bet you didn't realise, did you? Supergirl's failure, it's nothing to do with the writing. It's nothing to do with her being a bitch. It's nothing to do with her slagging off men, slagging off Christians, slagging off dads, slagging off heterosexual men. It's nothing to do with any of that. It's nothing to do with James Gunn. The problem with Supergirl is, as suspected, it's your fault and mine. See you next time, guys.